General Hospital spoilers hint that Harrison Chase may not be daddy material right now. Brooklyn Quartermain may refuse to adopt a baby when her husband's going wild, so let's talk about a difficult conversation that's coming up. Chase and Brooklyn will discuss their next chapter later during the week of January 26th to 30, but that may not go as well as Chase might have hoped. Although Chase can't father a child naturally, he's still eager to adopt with Brooklyn. GH fans may recall that Brooklyn previously pumped the brakes back when things were so fragile with Giovanni "Gio" Palmieri. Brooklyn was concerned about how Gio might react to her adopting a little one after giving him up as a baby. In a perfect world, Brooklyn wanted to include Gio and make him feel like a real big brother. Now that the tension has lifted and Gio is reconnecting with Brooklyn, Chase will surely hope for the green light on the adoption. Unfortunately, Brooklyn may shut the idea down again, especially after she sees the results of Chase's brawl with Michael Corinthos. Following Chase and Michael's intense face-off, Brooklyn may hurl questions at her husband. A banged-up Chase may admit to throwing the first punch and leave Brooklyn worried about how impulsive he's become. This isn't the only drama in Brooklyn and Chase's marriage right now, since he's been obsessed with Willow Kane and her freedom for months. Chase risked his career and recently got threatened with prison time since ADA Justine Turner feels like he blew the case. Now Chase is getting into dangerous fights in the Quartermain mansion, so Brooklyn may have a big problem with that. Perhaps Brooklyn will point out that one of the children at the house could have walked in at any moment. Brooklyn may wonder if that's what it's going to be like when they have a child of their own and push Chase to grow up before she'll even consider taking the next step with him. General Hospital spoilers point to Chase and Brooklyn struggling when it comes to their family goals. General Hospital spoilers update for Friday, January 23rd, reveals that Carly Spencer will play the blame game while Harrison Chase makes an adoption proposal. Ava Jerome's interruption is also on the way, so there'll be a lot happening on Friday's action-packed GH episode. At the PCPD, Emma Scorpio Drake will show up with Giovanni "Gio" Palmieri and share some fears about Anna Devane being in danger. Since Emma didn't get the answers she was looking for from the WSB, she'll turn to Nathan West this time around and hope he can offer assistance. Next, Anna Devane will get settled in a new captivity spot as the mind games continue. More mental anguish is on the way as Anna tries to figure out what's real and what isn't. At Bobby's, Jason Morgan will have a hard time understanding why Britt Westbourne suddenly pushed Carly's buttons and reverted to all that talk about who matters more. Britt will rant about Carly and try to get Jason to choose between them, but he'll know something strange is going on. Carly will blame Britt after she storms out, but even Carly knows there must be a deeper reason for Britt's outburst. Carly might figure out Britt is trying to push Jason away for his own good, since she's mixed up in all kinds of shady drama. Perhaps Carly will blame Britt's bosses too, and urge Jason to consider it a gift that she's shutting him out. Of course, Jason won't rest until he gets the full story. Since Jason will sense that Britt's in trouble, he'll make it his mission to dig for the truth. Director Ross Cullum is the real reason for Britt's sudden about-face, so she'll keep doing her best to protect Jason from Cullum's wrath. At Windermere, Lucas Jones and Marco Rios will get a surprise of some sort. That might involve Ava's visit, since she's on the verge of interrupting and throwing off Jocelyn Jack's plans. Jocelyn has been deactivated and ordered to abandon her Spoon Island investigation, but she's ignoring Jack Brennan's warnings. At least Pascal is busy dealing with Anna outside of Port Charles and won't be around to spot Jocelyn. Meanwhile, Chase will shock Brooklyn Quartermain when he updates her on his demotion. Brooklyn may find out about Chase's brawl with Michael Corinthos as well and have another reason to be concerned. Chase will think they need to focus on adopting a baby, but Brooklyn may point out how messy their lives have gotten lately. The Gio situation is better, but do Brooklyn and Chase really need to add a kid to the mix right now? Chase may think Brooklyn is making excuses again and wonder if she ever intends to adopt a baby with him at all. General Hospital spoilers hint that Willow Kane may offer a Danny Morgan and Scout Quartermain deal. Will Willow decide that the siblings can only reunite if she gets Wiley Corinthos and Amelia Corinthos time? Willow obviously cares about Scout in her own way, but she's still inflicting damage on this poor girl's life. Scout already lost Sam McCall, so Willow wasn't thinking about Scout losing another parent when she shot Drew Kane twice. Now, Willow has caused a massive, debilitating stroke that Drew's unlikely to make a full recovery from. GH spoilers say that's going to turn Scout's world upside down, even if Willow thinks she's better off living with Alexis Davis. Speaking of Alexis, she was pleased when Willow agreed to let Scout move in with her grandma. Willow isn't trying to make things harder than necessary on Scout, but she could still use the kid as leverage soon. When Alexis inquired about Danny hopefully being able to see his sister, Willow decided to hold off on that until they knew more about Drew's prognosis. However, there may have been another reason why Willow didn't immediately give the green light on a Scout and Danny reunion. Perhaps it's because Willow could use this situation to her advantage when it comes to seeing Wiley and Amelia. At some point, Willow might offer a trade, one that involves Danny getting to see Scout if she gets to see Amelia and Wiley. Perhaps Willow will urge Jason to get Michael Corinthos on board if he really wants to make Danny and Scout's dream come true. Then again, Willow may take the offer to Michael himself and count on him caring enough about Scout and Danny to make this deal happen. Maybe Willow will insist that if Michael doesn't agree, he'll be the reason Danny and Scout are kept apart. With Drew incapacitated, Willow will be in charge of everything and could help make sure Danny's restraining order is lifted. It may just be a matter of whether Michael is willing to strike a deal with manipulative Willow. General Hospital spoilers say Willow may be delaying Danny and Scout's reunion as part of a plan to see Wiley and Amelia. General Hospital spoilers hint that Kai Taylor could become Willow Kane's next victim. Willow's cover-up could take another horrible turn, so let's talk about how things might play out. Kai is still struggling with the knowledge that Willow shot Drew Kane twice, but that's not the only thing on his mind. GH fans have seen Kai's suspicious expressions and can tell he's worried Willow might be resorting to more dangerous tricks. The timing of Drew's stroke is a red flag and may lead to Kai trying to investigate whether Willow might have caused it. Naturally, Kai may not have any real success since Willow covered her tracks. Willow disposed of the syringe and is putting on quite a performance when it comes to her role as a distressed wife. What happens if Willow fears Kai's going to be a genuine issue? Willow won't want Kai running his mouth and potentially putting her family reunion with Wiley Corinthos and Amelia Corinthos in jeopardy. Whether Kai has a confrontation with Willow or just drops enough clues for her to realize he's a problem, this could set the stage for disaster. Willow may take drastic steps to make sure Kai doesn't blow this for her. Of course, Willow may not realize Trina Robinson is also a threat to her plan for Drew-free happiness. Trina knows about Willow's shooter guilt too, and may soon suspect Willow has committed more crimes. Between Drew's ordeal and whatever else might be brewing for Kai, Trina may decide Willow must be stopped. If Willow stages an accident for Kai, or something along those lines, it could be the last straw that leaves Trina ready for Willow's takedown. Willow got off the hook in the shooter case, but more storms are brewing as she makes sinister moves and pretends she's still got a tender heart. Kai could put himself on Willow's radar and wind up in some danger as a result. Although Kai's priority will be keeping Trina safe and out of prison, his own safety could be at risk in the coming weeks. General Hospital spoilers say Willow will have to make some updates to her plot along the way, so don't miss all the wild news to come. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Britt Westbourne's Vanishing Act will alarm Jason Morgan, so WSB Director Ross Cullum's threat will lead to bigger problems. There's a lot at stake for Britt, since she'll only get her medication doses if she keeps playing by Cullum's rules. Furthermore, Britt knows Cullum is a dangerous man who could wipe Jason off the map if need be. Since Cullum will get rid of Jason if Britt doesn't push him out of her life, Britt's got some work to do. Despite wanting to move full speed ahead with Jason romantically, Britt's about to pull back in a big way. Jason will be stunned when Britt suddenly bails on their second date and makes it clear that they shouldn't be together. Britt may seem rattled as she tries to break things off and leave Jason feeling like something deeper must be going on here. Of course, it's also possible Britt could simply disappear and leave only a note behind. Britt may offer up a fake excuse since Cullum expects her to relocate to Windermere ASAP and disappear while she focuses on getting the project online in 3 months. Naturally, Jason won't just stand by while Britt goes MIA again. GH fans will recall how Jason found Britt at the Five Poppies Resort and rescued her, so he won't ignore it when she vanishes under suspicious circumstances. By forcing Britt into this tight spot and cutting off her connection to Jason, Cullum may be creating more trouble than he bargained for. Jason won't rest until Britt is free from this project and the pressure she's been under. At some point, Jason is bound to find out about Cullum threatening Britt. Once Cullum is on Jason's radar as an enemy, you can bet Stone Cold will be coming for him. Jason may launch an investigation that'll end in disaster for Cullum and Jen Sidwell at some point. Sidwell and Cullum could face even more complications thanks to Jason's fierce determination. We also know that a snowstorm will strand Jason and Britt in the not-too-distant future, so they'll still have plenty of scenes together in the end. The blizzard that's looming will bring the prime opportunity for Britt and Jason to reconnect in close quarters somewhere. General Hospital Spoilers Report. Carly Spencer was not expecting Britt Westbourne to end up in Jack Brennan's room last week any more than he was, but that's what happened. Hearing Britt lament how difficult it's going to be for them to work together moving forward was a tough pill to swallow. Carly has never liked Britt, but she came to have some semblance of respect for her after Jason Morgan died. Now, she's convinced that Britt is up to her old tricks. And who could blame her? That's certainly what it sounds like. But Carly is also biased and likely wants to think the worst of Britt. Otherwise, she would balance what she heard against the reality that everyone who works with Jack is generally doing so out of coercion or blackmail. There is a lot of focus on what Carly's intel might mean for Jason and Britt, as well as Carly's friendship with Jason. But I think we need to shed some light on the other very important man in her life, her brother, Lucas Jones. Knowing Britt is going to be working on Spoon Island means Lucas could become an asset, and she may have to blow the whistle on his relationship with Marco Rios before it blows him up. This brother-sister duo is already struggling to stay above water over the last several months. Try as she may, Carly just can't accept Marco being a part of Lucas's life. She doesn't trust him and believes he's wrapped up in some bad schemes with his father, Jens Sidwell. She'd be right, but Lucas isn't ready to confront reality, as usual. Blabbing what she overheard Britt and Jack talking about to Lucas won't be helpful if his loyalty lies with Marco right now. In fact, it could land everyone, including Carly and Valentine Cassadine, in hot water if Lucas vents to Marco. Now that she knows Britt is tangled up with Jack, that's going to worry Carly more about the level of deception she is probably involved in, and how much she is pulling the wool over Jason's eyes. At the same time, she knows Lucas has been falling for Marco, and she wants to keep her brother safe. He may not be so receptive to her protective nature, though, but realizing that the other side of Britt's work involves Sidwell, and now working closely with him at Windermere might have Carly scrambling to figure out another way to protect her baby bro. If she can't go to Jason for help, will she turn to Sonny Corinthos? Just picture it. Lucas hates Sonny and everything he embodies, and eventually he's going to find out the man he loves is even worse than the one Carly used to be hitched to. A lot of fans have been looking for a reason for Sonny to be edgy and relevant again, and I think this could be a great way for GH to pull it off. Valentine can only do so much, and he is selfishly focused on his own pursuits. He's not going to be a hero for Carly here. Jason is blinded by his feelings for Britt and won't want to be swayed into going against her, let alone by Carly's side or upon her urging. But if it ends up being Sonny who helps Carly protect Lucas, then baby bro just might have to reform his opinion about the mob boss. What do you think? All's well that ends well? Subscribe.